I do a lot of jewelry shopping for myself. As a matter of fact, Jay, my mom got a J. King necklace for Christmas. I think I've gotten her maybe 5 years in a row. She's like a huge, huge fan. And I buy all year round, stash it away. And that's what you can do when you see something that you love, feature price on sale. We're gonna continue on with green amber and turquoise jewelry. I saw this getting ready for the show and I thought, I don't know if I've ever seen green amber before. What is that? How does that happen?
All right, so here's the story on this. This is probably one of the rarest. This and blue amber are the two rarest. Butterscotch amber of all the just general ambers is the rarest. This green amber and there's a blue amber that that is extremely precious, extremely rare. This is Angel Peak turquoise. So it's a Chilean turquoise that this is as close to the Sleeping Beauty color as you're ever gonna get. It's that beautiful clear robin's egg blue.
Look at that blue.
Very, very clear, very little matrix in it. The thing with the Angel Peak, you don't get a lot of big pieces. Normally you have to cut smaller material. This, of course, is one of the gallery pieces, very light. And this is Colombian green amber. Colombian green amber. And if you're an amber person, if you're a collector, if you like things that are unique and different, and things in your collection that you're just not gonna see, this is something that you might wanna consider. Now, it comes with the suede necklace, the multi-strand suede necklace. That's Italian suede. It does come with a 2 3/4 inch extender chain, our signature finding, that, you know, so that it allows you to wear it a little bit higher, or if you want to nest it a little bit lower, you can nest it a little bit lower. It's a, you know, it still has the function of that, but we wanted to keep the price down. We wanted to keep everything very, very reasonable on this. This, of all the amber materials, is not only probably one of the most elusive, it's one of the most expensive, and also, I have to tell you, this is one of those times where I have a friend of mine that is the Colombian amber source. He goes down and he does it. To get anything out of Colombia
is that rough?
Well, let's just say it has certain challenges.
Jay, I worry about you.
No. With Colombia, here's the thing with Colombia. In a lot of the countries down in the area, when you export anything, do you know that anything that's in your package, you're responsible for?
Is that true?
Right, yes, you're responsible.
Oh, gosh.
So you really have to watch out, especially when you're doing commercial goods, because the security precautions that you have to take are like insane. And you really have to track everything all the way down. But you know, like anything that would be found in any of your commercial shipments, you would be more or less responsible for, right?
Okay.
Even though, so there's all kinds of different challenges probably you don't think about when you go get materials. So I knew about this amber forever and ever, right? And I did copal. I did copal one time out of Colombia, and I used to get several different materials out of Colombia. And it was just such a challenge that I pretty much, it just really wasn't worth the hassle. When I saw this, I wanted it so bad. I knew, you know, I'd want it, but I didn't want to go down there and actually, you know, import it myself.
Okay.
So I'm getting it through another party, which is unusual, but I'm just telling you guys, if you like things that are highly collectible, if you like to be that person that has things that other people really aren't going to have in their collection, this is something you might want to consider. We had a green amber necklace on earlier today that didn't last a blink of an eye. It blew out. People understand green amber. You haven't seen it. Usually when you see it in galleries in Europe, and literally the necklace that we sold this morning might be several $1,000s. It was a few $100s, but over there, in a lot of the areas, especially in Europe, it could be several $1,000s if you can get it, if it's the real deal.
Yeah, and I've never seen this green. Like, how does it become green as opposed to the amber color?
It's just like having blue amber, or like butterscotch, or like the gold.
It's the minerals that
well, it's not minerals, it's the sap So there was probably, since it's fossilized tree sap is what it is, okay? You're looking at something 30 to 50 million years old. This isn't copal. Copal is a form of amber, but it's 3 to 5 million years old. This is actually amber from that period, so it's dated to 30 to 50 million years ago. I would tell you that this probably has to do something with chlorophyll. This was in a very tropical area, and so when it fossilized, that this was part of the fossilization process, and that's what gave it the green tinge, or kind of gave it that green look to it.
It's really, also, I've never seen, it's
now this
it's
is
so
clear.
Unique.
You could say this is clear, but they do come with bugs in it. There was some of the material that we got that did have like insects and stuff, not as much as normal amber, where I'll find different little insects and different little things, you know, conifers and seeds and things like that encased in it. But this did have, insects in some of it, but not a lot. But very clear, very clean, very unique look.
And here's the matching ring, by the way, sizes 5 through 12 in the ring.